Hi, I'm Bob. This is VeloPro. This is a bicycle channel, and I have never spoken about how I get the most efficiency from my riding. And I think it's time because there's so many good YouTube videos and articles about riding like a pro, riding efficiency, and getting the most watts from yourself. It's not only how strong you are, it's your style. It's how you position yourself on the bike, your saddle height. Everything matters. And when you have your bicycle properly fitted, you can crank out the best, most efficient, and healthiest horsepower. Because an improperly fit bike, for example, the saddle's too high, you'll rock your pelvis, you'll extend your knees too much, you'll be pointing your toes, all sorts of stressful things will be happening, and that's not right. If the saddle's too low, you'll stress your knees, and you'll be just generally uncomfortable because you'll be just working too hard. So that's not right either. So I'm not going to discuss how to do it today because there are other videos that I've done and there's plenty on YouTube on saddle height. But I just want to show you very quickly before I begin the discussion a little bit about my pedal stroke. Because generally, excuse the rig here with the tape, but what I want to show you is I try to keep my foot relatively level, and I think of the ball of my foot as being the pressure point and my big toe being where I'm going forward. I'm just thinking of my toes pointing forward. And as I go through my stroke, now the other foot takes over. This foot kind of relaxes a bit. I don't really pull up. I know some people talk about that, and I haven't found any natural need for it. I've tried to do it that way, and you don't really gain much. The strength is here in the power stroke, and it's only about so much, from about this position to about here. That's it. So that's where you're going to get the most horsepower, and you have to keep your foot level and straight and think of your foot being forward. If you let your foot drop or if you need to point, you'll lose efficiency. All of that will come up when you fit your bike. But riding style, I believe, is more important than brute strength for many reasons. First, some of the ideas that you need to be particularly powerful, well, that's nice, doesn't make you a successful cyclist. Style includes keeping your upper body steady but not rigid. And you can slow your cadence to focus on your position, your seat, hands, feet. And I've learned to add my feet into my power strokes like I showed you. Feet should remain flat. Focus on the ball of your foot, at least I do, and my toes are pointed forward. Pedaling strokes should be fluid. Now, we all kind of have dead spots, and we try to eliminate those with ankle movements as we go around, with ankle rotation, and those Q rings are very good for helping to eliminate that. Possibly shorter crank arms, and we talked about that in an earlier chapter. The other element in efficiency is keeping your knees parallel with the top tube. In other words, when you frog leg out, when you put your knees outward, you're not only stressing your hips, but your knees and your ankles. There's no good way to do that. Pedaling strokes should be straight and fluid along the top tube. I see people frog-legging all the time, and I'd like to tell them, look, man, you're going to hurt yourself. But, what can you say? Cadence needs to feel comfortable to you. When you're training, a slower cadence is fine because generally we're not in that much of a hurry. But shift to suit for grades and going down and such, and learning to shift efficiently and shifting regularly. I'm almost always thinking about my next shift. What do I want to shift? That question must pop up in my head every other second when I'm riding. So, but slowing your cadence does allow you to focus on your upper body, your hands, your neck, every position, so you get the most efficiency from your ride. The firm grip, but not rigid on your handlebars is most important. And use your legs to help support your hands. But when you're in your strokes, you can come down hard enough where you're actually relieving your hands from pressure because you're actually lifting your torso up a bit. And that's beneficial. Okay. Did we mention keep our elbows bent inward for speed? Now, elbows are another issue, and depending on your style and your handlebars, if you're up on the hoods, if you have flat bars, or most of us have some sort of drop bar. So we're going to use drop bars for our example, but I use 3 basic positions. Basically, I'm on the tops where I'm comfortable, or I'm on the hoods, like halfway. That's where I'm usually when I'm cruising. But when I want to get going, and I'm going down a hill, I use the mantis. I get into the drops, right into the curls, so I can get to the brakes if I want them, and I do the mantis. The mantis is great because you're as sucked in as you can be, and you're tucked in, and I can grip the top tube with my knees, and everything's nice and rigid and firm, and I have total control. It's the other position, and I don't use as much, is called the Superman, and that's where I'm on the hoods. My hands are all the way out on the hoods, and I'm laid out like this. It's called the Superman. Those are the 2 positions that I like, but the praying mantis, I think, for myself, is a little more stable. So, but we want to get as much free watts as we can, because that downgrade hill, take advantage of it when we can. More free watts can be found in cleaning our bearings, keeping those bottom bracket cups cleaned. They need to be taken apart from time to time and inspected. And we did that just a few months ago with the Milwaukee replica. So we'll be doing that again in a few months. Also, wheel bearings, which we just did on the Fulcrum Racing 5CXs, and there's a video in the playlist. Also, the chain, and we've talked about roller chains on several occasions, and roller chains require the most cleaning because all of our horsepower goes through them. And also, I did a complete video on how I clean my chain. It's also available. So anyway, thanks for watching. We want to be as efficient as we can without stressing ourselves. And if it's uncomfortable, something's wrong. So thanks to Bill for watching. I'm going to get going.